when are you minister? No, I'm just pointing to the minister. Okay, let me put my hands down. When are you minister? You get threatened easily, minister. When are you minister? And when are you chief of the South African National Defence Force resigning? You should resign today. And when are the rest of your generals who were playing golf at Copperleaf while our soldiers were dying? When are they going to resign? Those are my questions. I expect answers.
There's a point of order. There's a point of order.
There are now billions of rands to develop stuff, but we don't use it. We sell it. That guy's sleeping over there, next to you, General.
Please wrap up, Honorable Member.
He's in defense, he's sleeping. Thank you very much, Chairperson. You were sleeping.
Thank you.
You see why our people get killed there, you sleep.
Your speaking time is over. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, we all know that these fightings are to get to the actual mineral wealth within that area. And we all know the forces involved. It's a long-standing war coming on. The vocabulary they use now for peacekeeping is contradicted by statements that speaks about peace enforcement. Now, if you enforce peace, in other words, you want to enforce something that is not there, obviously you must use these strong arm tactics, resulting then in a subsequent war. Now, it would appear that President Paul Kagame is hell-bent to expose South Africa as being involved in the heart of this war. He said yesterday on CNN, he said the people who are benefiting from minerals in Congo more than anybody else are South Africa and these Europeans who are making noise about it. That's the first point. We want to know why then is it that South Africa finds itself for so long in that area while the Congo is a member of the East Africa community surrounded by powerful armies like your Kenya, your Ugandans and all those type of armies, even Rwanda. That's what powerful. What are we doing there? What are we protecting? Are we using our voice, our soldiers, to protect the business interests of powerful, prominent South Africans? Are we using people, are we hell-bent to send them to their death to protect the mineral wealth that prominent figures protect in that area for their own benefits? That's a question. That's a serious question, central to this entire argument, because it is senseless. We don't understand why we are sending troops for peacekeeping and it results into war and our boys are dying. Secondly, the distortion, Chairperson, of the hoisting or the raising of the white flag that we've all seen on social media and in media reports. We all know, we are not fools. We know if you hoist a white flag, you do surrender. Yes, you do surrender. It's in a war. You cannot raise a white flag just to say, oh, we are here. Or come fetch your weapons here, as has been said. It is a token of surrender. It brings us to the point that we ask, are our soldiers effectively and efficiently armed for the type of combat that they are involved? Then the answer is no. If the answer is yes, 14 of our guys would not have died. The answer is yes, they are not adequately armed, trained and equipped. And this is why they have died at the hand of those guys, of those gangsters and those that are hell-bent to get us out there. Last question, Chairperson. Is the fact that I want to know why is it that South Africa must always play big brother in the entire Africa? Yes, we are a powerful nation, we have a powerful economy and we have powerful interests all over here. But why is it that we must always play big brother if there are capable and competent armies all over? We, Chairperson, in closing, speak on behalf of the nation and we say we are disappointed, disgusted in what has happened there. We express our condolences, our sympathies towards the families of the bereaved. We trust that God, through His Holy Spirit, will comfort the bereaved and their children. But we demand here this afternoon that we say an in-depth investigation must happen, and we must get to the bottom of this. And if people are not capable to lead military missions, or even political missions, then heads must roll. It is inevitable that the political office overseeing this, they cannot account. We've seen here now this afternoon, the reports coming out. They cannot account. We will demand that heads must roll. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, just as an aside, not all white people look the same and think the same. It happened to have been Mr. Chris Harkin, my colleague here, who asked you that the chair should not speak for 20 minutes. But I did happen to agree with that because we as members should have the right to have enough time to speak. But in seriousness, Chair, I'm holding here in my hands a file which contains the reports, the legacy reports, since 2015 of what had been told to the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, also the current Chief's predecessor, and the various ministers, that the SANDF is not in a position to carry out an offensive mandate in any country in Africa, that the SANDF is collapsing. Now, it's taken a year for the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, General Mponya, to come to our committee. We've asked many times, he never dignified us with his presence. It had to take 14 of our SANDF soldiers to die for him to come here. We told the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, the SANDF is collapsing. We cannot carry out an offensive mission in the DRC. Here are my three questions. Why are you Minister? And why is the President lying to us about the nature of the operation that we have in the DRC? It is not a peacekeeping mission. It is an offensive mission, and it is defined as such by the SADC. Therefore, you knew that our soldiers were going to be shot at, and you knew that you were sending our young men into the DRC to die in the killing fields of the DRC. You did not have the ammunition, you did not have the supplies, you do not have the money to have sent them, but you sent them to die for the mineral wealth that is being looked after, the mines that are being looked after, that belongs to Cyril Ramaphosa, his family, and his friends. On all sides, we have a defense of the mineral wealth rather than for the people of the DRC. That is my first question. My second question, Minister, and the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, when are you going to bring our soldiers back? Are you bringing them back now? And explain to us how you are going to bring them back. And my third question, why do you disrespect us? And why do you disrespect the South African nation with this pitiful little report that contains hardly any information, that doesn't address the issues that needed to be addressed here this afternoon? Stop disrespecting us. And lastly, when are you Minister? No, I'm just pointing to the Minister. Okay, let me put my hands down. When are you Minister? You get threatened easily, Minister. When are you Minister? And when are you Chief of the South African National Defence Force resigning? You should resign today. And when are the rest of your generals who were playing golf at Copperleaf while our soldiers were dying? When are they going to resign? Those are my questions. I expect answers.
There's a point of order. There is a point of order.